Kim here. Thank you so much for joining me for our latest Weekend Wakeup Call reading, the Poised to Leap edition. So I was inspired by the blog post that I posted earlier this week using the Herb Crafters Tarot and some of the other herbal decks. You know, it's just the vibe I'm in. So let's see what we come up with. I know cosmically we've been having a lot of things going on. We're just starting out or entering Mercury retrograde is underway, and tomorrow, I'm recording this as of Wednesday, the 7th, but tomorrow, August 8th, is the Lionsgate portal, a powerful, phenomenon that can really help you to bolster your manifestational powers. So this reading is going to be speaking to that. And then we just came off of a new moon in Leo. So it's a lot going on, but you can really harness the power of all of these things here that's going on. Okay. 6 of air. Four of air. Lots of air, thoughts, ideas, and the moon. Now I'm going to pull from this oracle. I'm going to pull a card or two from this one. This is the oracle of the essences. One card, please, Spirit. And a heart shuffle. I hope you all are doing well. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section. Okay. Heliochrysum. And this is reassurance, subtle energies. Okay. We're going to now pull from the Botanic Whispers Oracle. And these herbs and essences that are mentioned in today's reading may be something you're inspired to use during this time period. You know, this next week or so, next 7 days or so, could be powerful for you. Lemon, oh my gosh. I just burned lemongrass incense today. I have, thanks to my dear friend Queen Asa, I have several different types of incense I can tap into. And I burned lemongrass. Okay. And then, of course, last but not least, my Power of Surrender Oracle. Wow. That one just flew out. You're going to get a kick out of that. Okay. One more, Spirit. You're going to get a kick out of the last ones. Wow. Woo! All right. We got a powerhouse reading today. Surrender to rest and sleep came up. Surrender obsessive thinking, and surrender to receiving support and love. So let's get into this reading. 6 of air and the 4 of air is like, wow. Someone or someone's who are watching this reading is going through a transitory time, change, a move at home, a move in your work or school life, a move or a shift, or, moving into a next phase in your work life, your love life, some area, some important aspect of your life. There's transition happening, and it's been underway either the past 6 months back, or it's going like this is a cycle of 6 months from now that you're going to be just in a time of transition. And what's important is to maintain your peace of mind during this transitional point. We have here the 4 of air. That's why I say that. Maintain your peace of mind during times of stress. You do that by mindfulness activities, taking walks, meditation, journaling. Sometimes for me, when I'm like really needing to ground and just disconnect at the same time, if that's even possible, is I get into making my bracelets. I do jewelry making where I can really silence that over analytical mind and then just get into the tactile, details of putting together some beads, right? So Spirit is like, there's a lot going on that's going to be mentally taxing our minds for the next 4 to 6 months. And with that being said, it's also when our mind is going, what's going on at the emotional realm is things emotionally could be suppressed during this time. And what happens with those suppressed emotions is it starts to be a part of our subconscious. And in our subconscious, that's where the pattern making of what we do, how we feel about something, our automatic responses, that's what's being fed. And so if we're not careful, if we're feeding our mind and what we see and not doing daily decluttering with mindfulness activities, journaling, stillness moments, it will start to transmute into the emotional body. And then we start to suppress it and it affects the manifestational makeup. You will start to manifest more out picturing of things that stress you out, more stress, more anxiety filled things going on in your life. And so Spirit is like, you counter that energy. And also this is a time we're in unknown times, even as a collective in your country. This is uncertain times. And so that heightens emotional and mental responses, right? So it is important, Spirit is saying, to take care of mind, body, and spirit. And you can do this. This is your task. This is your homework for Lionsgate. If you want to be a powerful manifester going into the rest of the year and into next year, focus on your mind, body, and spirit. I am going to share with you all some subliminal messaging that I've been getting into on YouTube. And it was a recommendation from a fellow hotline worker. We're a part of this Facebook group, and this kind soul put in a YouTube link, and I said, oh, this seems like it'll resonate with me. It was something like my clients find me or something like that. And so she has these amazing subliminal meditations that you can do that it's just phenomenal. So I will link that video in the description box today so you can check that out. But it's very important, Spirit is saying, to tend to make this a priority if you want to really feel good about all areas, most areas, but I could say all areas of your life. And this is a powerful time, but a lot of times we think we can get a quick fix with something like, oh, Lionsgate portal coming through, or oh, it's some other positive astrological phenomenon that's going on. Spirit is like, bring it back to self. Bring it back to self. Your power is in what is in your purview. What is in your purview? Let's get clear on that. Heliochrysum, reassurance, subtle energies. Lemongrass. Lemongrass has the keywords forgiveness, balance, ward, right? And that's interesting to me. Okay. I'm going to read the affirmation that comes on this card. It's this in this little fancy writing here. It says, I do not lower myself to the level of slithering snakes, but rather reinforce my warding against them with self-love and forgiveness. Self-love and self-love. What is that? What is that? We'll explore it more in a moment with the Power of Surrender cards. But yeah. We have backstabber and vulnerability in the shadow with this lemongrass card. So to say this, these are, I don't think I have access to Chrism. I may be able to get my hands on some lemongrass, but I certainly have lemongrass incense. So I can burn this as I work to harness balance, restore balance into my life, to ward off negative energies, to just be in this place and space of forgiveness of my fellow man, forgiveness of the people on the other side of the political spectrum, forgiveness of myself, forgiveness of that person and over here and that person over there. So that's interesting. Heliochrysum, like I said, I'm not quite sure. Maybe the guidebook might give us some information on this essence. I'm going to turn there. Reassurance, subtle energies. Okay, I'm gonna read this quote. I'm gonna read from this little guidebook here. Let's get into it, right? Wise words. It is far better to grasp the universe as it really is than to persist in delusion, however satisfying and reassuring. And that is a quote by Carl Sagan. Sagan. Wow. That's what we're talking about here. The world is the world. The outpicturing of what we're seeing is what has already been made manifest, and is the outpicturing. You could start to go down a negative path of judging your circumstances, judging the situation, and be getting more of that negativity. Or you could just be indifferent, detach, and move forward and realize that your power of now is, getting yourself into balance and harmony. So you can start to set powerful intentions and plant those seeds today so your tomorrow is a bit brighter. Are there any guarantees? No. Just like when you're gardening, are there any guarantees your crop is going to fully grow the way you think it is and the way you hope? Not all the time, but chances are it will. But you got to figure out what you're planting. What also are you fertilizing? What are you using to fertilize the soil of the manifestation? Are you fertilizing it at all with good intentions and mindfulness and prayer, affirmative prayer? Or are you just tossing the trash out onto the soil and nothing is growing, or something has started to grow but is stunted and can't push through? So that's how I want us to think about this whole situation with manifestation. Okay. Heliochrysum is a flowering plant of the daisy family. It grows in rocky, dry, and sandy ground around the Mediterranean. Its amazing scent, from the leaves to the blossoms, has been used by many to flavor food as well as for medicinal purposes. When the flowers dry, they last for a long time, and because of this, it is known as the everlasting flower. Heliochrysum is known for the amazing properties that it offers the skin. It is soothing and healing to any type of skin condition, from acne to sunburns and eczema. It is also widely used to aid inflammation and pain. This powerful essence can break through many obstacles. It assists individuals in recognizing hurts from the past, trauma, and abuse. It is okay to be wounded, but it is even better to rise above all the anguish and recover your hopes. With her gentle strength, Heliochrysum will help you transform spiritually, emotionally, and physically. She will heal your scars, and she will provide a smooth platform for you to be reborn. It is normal to be resistant to change, especially when you have been through so much suffering. That's what that Six of Swords is talking about. Because what precedes Six of Swords, Five of Swords, conflict, feeling a sense of anguish and high anxiety, and like you're on the losing end of the stick. But the Six of Air is about moving on from that difficult time. Heliochrysum will help you transform spiritually, emotionally, and physically. She will heal your scars, and she will provide a smooth platform for you to be reborn. I had to repeat that because We need to hear that. We must find a way to leave the cycle of pain and release the emotions that are stuck and not have been resolved. Heliochrysum is a beautiful elf lady, leaving a forest of darkness to enter a forest of lush green trees. She wears a shiny yellow dress and brings light to anything she touches. Animals are looking at her as her beauty and wisdom attract attention. Divinatory meaning. This card appears in your reading to congratulate you for all of the hard work you have done. It is time for you now to have an easy ride and maybe even take a new path. That's what the Six of Swords is talking about. Getting out of a vicious circle is not always easy. When Heliochrysum comes to you in a reading, it is a reassurance that the universe understands that you have been going through a lot in your life, but asks you to be courageous and determined. What is your biggest pain right now? Just surrender. Affirmation. I surrender to the pain. I believe I have learned the lessons it has presented to me. And so it is. Wow. Now, let's talk about a little bit of self-love. Okay. We have surrender to rest and sleep. This card just flew out. And that's also what that Four of Air, Four of Swords is telling us. During these, you cannot skimp out on this. You skimp out on this, you will start to be ill. You will start to get these mysterious illnesses. You will start to... The Four of Swords is one of those cards that you are at a point where you can either be ahead of it and you take a vacation, take a long weekend, you get enough hours of sleep, you eat, you rest your mind, body, and spirit for a day or two. You do what it needs. You do what you need to do to get the rest. That's going to make sure and ensure that you are physically whole, well, and good and solid. And if you don't, what could happen is something can come along and knock you on your butt. God forbid, an injury, something happening with the vehicle. You can't go to work. Trying to think of other things. A cold. So Spirit is like, no, this is a golden opportunity to prioritize what needs to be prioritized, which is you and your well-being. It says to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to Spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. And lastly, surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. You do not have to be the jack of all trades or the Jane of all trades. You don't need to always have to come to the rescue. You don't always have to be the fall guy. You don't always have to be the person who has to come in and fix things, the fixer. This is your time to be selfish. And I know it's come up in past readings, but Spirit is like really honing in on this and wanting you to recognize just how important it is for your health and well-being. If you want to be whole and healthy, because health is wealth, then this is the investment you need to do in these next 4 to 6 months, starting this weekend. So this is our wake-up call for the weekend. This is it. And I am curious to hear from you what you take from it, what you plan to do with this information. And yeah, wow, thanks, Spirit. Thank you so much. All right, friends, have yourself a great weekend and rest of the week. And and this reading goes into next week, so I hope you have a great start to your next week. Take care. Thanks so much. Bye for now.